Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin wa salatu wa salam ashrafil anbiya'i mursalin. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dearest listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Reflections in Faith. And today we shall explore how Surah An-Nas and modern insights from the writings of James Clear, Atomic Habits, align to help us overcome bad habits, nurture good ones, and create disciplined lives for ourselves. Surah An-Nas beautifully reminds us of the tactics of Shaytan. Allah in the Qur'an describes him as Al-Hannas, the one who whispers and retreats. Allah says in the Quran, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَهِ النَّاسِ مِنْ شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. Surah An-Nas, verse number 1 to 6. Now, this passage illustrates Shaitan's strategy. He whispers, introducing subtle justifications for sin. Then, he retreats to let us act on his suggestions. He may whisper, "It's not so bad," or "Hey, everyone else is doing it," making us feel that sin is insignificant or even justified. Shaitan's goal is not only to make us slip, but to keep us in an environment where these whispers easily turn into actions. This behavior leads us to an important point. Many bad habits, including sinful ones, are closely tied to our environment. James Clear, in his writings, in his book, Atomic Habits, highlights how surroundings shape behavior. He references a study from the Vietnam War. 20% of US soldiers abroad became addicted to heroin. However, upon returning home, only 5% of them used heroin within 1 year. This stark contrast wasn't due to willpower alone, but to a complete change in environment. On the other hand, in familiar surroundings, 90% of addicts relapse within a year. Islamic teachings emphasize the importance of creating environments that nurture righteousness and prevents sin. In Surah Al-Isra, Allah commands, وَلَا تَغْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. Do not come near zina. Surah Al-Isra, verse 32. The instruction is not just to avoid zina, but even its proximity to it. By staying away from temptation, we guard ourselves against falling into sin. We see this principle in the hadith of the man who killed 99 people. When he sought forgiveness, a scholar advised him to leave his environment and move to a place where he could grow spiritually. The man obeyed, and though he died on the way, Allah forgave him because of his sincere effort and intention. James Clear's findings align beautifully with Islamic teachings. He notes that disciplined people are inherently stronger in willpower, but they create environments that minimize their exposure to temptation. Here's how we ourselves can apply this practically. Firstly, we can make sin invisible. Remove triggers, remove the cues. If social media leads to sinful distractions, then limit usage or delete certain applications. If certain places encourage bad habits, avoid them. We need to increase visibility of good habits. For example, placing a Qur'an or prayer rug in a visible space. Use cues, use reminders for salah, or surround yourself with positive influences. We need to build supportive communities surrounding ourselves with people who remind us always of Allah. Attend halakas, seek out Islamic gatherings, and avoid environments that pull us towards sin. Ultimately, the key to success is found in creating environments that nurture taqwa. As Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us in a famous hadith, halal is clear and haram is clear, and between them are doubtful matters. Whoever avoids doubtful matters has protected their deen and honor. Bukhari and Muslim. By distancing ourselves from temptation and doubt, we create a barrier, a protective shield that safeguards our hearts, safeguards our minds. Let us make a simple dua before we close our episode today. Allahumma ihdina fi man hadait. O Allah, guide us among those you have guided. May Allah help us recognize Shaytan's whispers. Grant us strengths to overcome temptations, and bless us with environments that nurture righteousness. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Jazakumullah khair to our episode in the Reflections in Faith podcast series. Until the next time, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.